Dinosaur Island. At first I thought this movie was actually going to be a remake of the B movie of the same name, but alas it isn't. This is kind of more akin to Dinotopia, so this is really a kids movie first and foremost, so bear that in mind whilst watching this film. So what's it about? Well, basically it's about a young boy who is kind of a bit of a loner at school, I would guess, and for reasons he ends up sort of travelling to this kind of mysterious place where there seems to be a variety of different kind of prehistoric wildlife. There he meets this kind of other sort of young girl who seemingly has been there for a little while, and she's kind of adapted to the kind of this world and this kind of savage land, and they basically sort of have adventures together in the kind of trying to find a way to sort of for him to get home, in meeting various kind of dinosaurs and locals and things like that. So that's pretty much the movie. So the plot here is paper thin, and some of the sort of the logic involved is kind of sketchy at best. Now, like I said, this is actually a kids' film, so don't be expecting anything too deep here. It is very kind of shallow at its core, and really just in the logic is kind of overlooked in favour of kind of spectacle, I suppose. But this is a low-budget film, so the spectacle is on the cheap side here. So first of all, let's have a look at some of the criticisms. So the acting, first of all, is going to be by far probably the most noticeable thing when you watch this movie. It is quite poor. Now, admittedly, they are child actors, pretty much near enough the whole cast, although it's quite a limited cast, but the kind of the line delivery of both the kind of the child leads is pretty horrible, and it doesn't help that the fact that dialogue is kind of stilted and sort of typical and very kind of what you'd expect, really. No real surprises here, but the delivery of it is particularly bad, I have to say. So not fantastic acting. Like I said, the actual script is unfortunately a little unpolished as well, because it's just kind of very basic and just seems to have this this bad habit of kind of holding you by the hand in certain expositions and sort of giving you this sort of exposition dump and things like that, but just kind of skipping over some kind of the basic logic issues as well. Now, on the plus side, I think for the money, the special effects don't do a bad job. Yes, you can sort of tell they're CGI, but one of the things I did like is the kind of the variety of the sort of creatures you have here. And you've got your kind of your standard sort of raptors and stuff like that turn up, but there are quite a lot of things that maybe you don't see so much of these kind of like sort of dinosaur films. We even get sort of chance to see sort of carnivorous plants in action, which I always think is quite a fun scene. So it's quite nice to sort of see some different type of creatures and kind of beasties on display here, which I quite enjoyed. And it's a brisk film. It only runs at around 90 minutes, so it doesn't really get boring. And I have to say this: if you are a younger viewer, you're going to be getting this for a younger viewer. It kind of gets into the action pretty much straight away. So you're not going to be sort of hanging around waiting for something to happen. It doesn't, you don't see anything until at the end. This does kind of get started straight away. So I think it really is designed for that younger audience. Now, obviously, I said there is another movie called Dinosaur Island. This ain't it, that's full of boobs basically, and this one's full of kids. So don't get the two mixed up, because otherwise your kid may be in for another kind of treat. So it's okay for kids, I'd have to say. It kind of reminds me, if you've ever seen a sort of Goosebump type film, it's kind of that sort of feel to it, to be honest. Mostly made at kids, so some of these kind of criticisms may be a moot point if you are kind of showing this to a kind of a younger audience, but nonetheless I have to kind of review it how I see it. So based on that, I'm going to give this movie a 4.5 out of 10. It's probably about an average film, to be honest, if you kind of look at it for its target demographic, but nothing spectacular. I don't think you're going to kind of remember it, or even your kids are going to remember it that long afterwards. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave me a comment and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.